Hey guys, it's Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee here on YouTube, and welcome to the first episode in a 3-part series that I will be doing on this channel concerning DIY, zero waste, and natural makeup. I'm going to show you guys a few different recipes that I have recently tried out and show you how they work on me, and this whole series is going to be brought to us by Ecosia. Ecosia is a search engine that gives 80% of their profits towards planting trees. So it works just like any other search engine you've ever used, except for all of the profits going to someone like Google. They're using those profits to go towards planting trees. So you search something up, an ad comes up which earns Ecosia revenue, and then they give 80% of that revenue towards planting trees. And the reason I personally love Ecosia so much is because they're very transparent in where their money goes and who is planting the trees. I've seen a lot of companies out there claim that they're going to be doing these things and then fall short on them and have no backup proving that the money goes towards that, but Ecosia has great transparency, so you can be sure that the money is going to the right place. Aside from their great transparency and being sure that the money is going to the right place, you don't have to change anything in your daily routine to be bettering the environment by things that you would be doing on a daily basis anyway. So they actually have a web browser which I use at my home and at work that I've planted over 30 trees so far within the last 3 months. And they also have an iOS and Android app that I use today to find some recipes that I will be sharing with you guys. So all you have to do to participate in Ecosia, which is an amazing, awesome company, it's totally free. Just click the link in the description box, download it onto your mobile app or onto your computer, and start planting trees. It's really that easy. So I definitely wanted to say a huge thank you to Ecosia for sponsoring this series, and let's go ahead and get into the first episode, which is going to cover how to make your own blush and bronzer. So keep in mind I've never used any of these recipes before, so I needed Ecosia to help me find some recipes to make these DIY, natural, and zero waste beauty products. And I've heard that you can use beet powder for blush and lipstick, so that was the first thing I used Ecosia to look up. I needed to find a recipe and see how long it would take to make it, and basically the process of how that works. And I can definitely link the article that I used below. So once I knew what I needed, I went ahead and headed to Whole Foods, because they have a pretty great bulk section as well as a really good package-free produce section. They had some beets that had wrap ties on them, so I skipped over those and got the ones that were just plain by themselves, snagged up a few of those, and headed back to the kitchen. I used this little peeler to peel off the outside of the beets, which I already had, but if you guys need one, I can link it below. And then after I skinned the beet, essentially, I started slicing it, and I thought that I was going to slice it into very thin pieces myself, like with a knife, but I found that just using the veggie peeler to do it was much easier. So what you can see on the left side of the screen there is after I've left the beets out in the sun for about an hour. It doesn't take too long, and the first time I did it, I burnt them. So don't take that long. Make them thin and leave them out in the sun for about an hour. I actually found this coffee grinder at Goodwill for $5, and I went ahead and put my beet chips after they were dried out outside into the coffee grinder and just started it right up. You have to be careful when you're going to take the lid off of this because some of the beet powder has gotten so fine that it'll come out like smoke. Yeah, just like that. It looks really cool, but it could make a mess, so just try to make it as minimal as possible. And you can see how fine the pigment is of the beets. It's actually very beautiful. So I just got that out of my coffee grinder and put it into one of my little tin cans. And there's a pro tip here. Always put the lid on it when you're not using it, because mine actually absorbed a lot of moisture really fast and made it to where I couldn't really use it. So that's our beet powder, and that's going to be used for blush, and you can also use it on your lips, I've heard. So we're going to test that out in the next episode, but for now I want to show you guys what I use for bronzer. Just cocoa powder. Now, of course, this works for my skin tone, but it might not work for everybody's. I'm well aware of that. And I don't know of any for like darker skin people, or if you're too light skinned. For the cocoa powder, I've heard that you can mix arrowroot powder with it. Maybe if your skin is darker, you can mix like charcoal with it. But yeah, basically that's all I use for bronzer is cocoa powder. And then I swatched it on my hand for you guys, and you can see it actually blends pretty well. I think I'm going to like this, but I didn't have as much luck with the beetroot powder. It's kind of hard to blend and pretty patchy, so not my favorite. Other things I'll be using for my face include shea butter, which is basically what I'll be using as primer just to like prep my face for makeup. And then over that, kind of like a translucent powder, I'll use arrowroot powder. And these are both things I was able to get in bulk. Well, actually I didn't find shea butter in bulk. My friend had some and I wasn't able to find any without plastic packaging. So I just went ahead and took some of hers and put it into my own packaging. I guess that's a tip for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you try out any of the things that we made today. Again, don't forget to download Ecosia and start planting trees by doing your normal daily activities today. And if you want to see me use the things that we made today on my face, stay tuned to a later episode in this series. And remember, until next time, create the peace.